All right, yeah. Well, one of my favorite things of all time, it is just part of me and who I am and what I've been, my journey has to do with music. And it's the journey for so many people. Music is involved with almost everybody's life in some form or another. And it's so freaking amazing. I just had to sit down and write about it because it's blowing my mind that music is just so awesome. And I'm so happy to be a musician and someone that, does that and uh, produces music for people and, that emotion comes out of that and people experience a power, a feeling, an emotion or are inspired by that sort of thing. Just be able to share in such a way is really, really, really interesting to me. And this has to do with the arts in general too. But I want to talk about music and specifically. You know, um, we're coming into as far as astrology goes, we're coming into Neptune and Jupiter being in conjunction, which means they're like together. Okay, of course they're super far apart, but it's like it's more kind of like this. You know, this would be Jupiter, big honkin' Jupiter. It's huge, and then Neptune is way back here, but they're like in alignment. So like with the camera, they're like kind of like they're together. So this power, super powerful, and so these energies combine when they're together. Together, and this conjunction is happening in the sign of Pisces, and both of these planets are planets of Pisces. So it's very powerful. Neptune is about music, and it's about a lot of things too. It's about illusion and mysticism, you know, um, spirituality, and creativity. And you've got Jupiter. It's more about expansion. So like I said, Jupiter is super huge. It's expansion. So it's expanding of these energies of Neptune, and also, Jupiter has to do with, philosophy and also spirit and the higher view, the wider, bigger view of things. So, and also religion and traveling and stuff like that too. So combining these, it's a very, very mystical time now that we can all be experiencing in a major, major way. And so I'm going to talk more about music and that path, since that's part of something that is very dear to me, and has been a part of my life for so long. Um, so yeah, Neptune Pisces, that's music based, and the thing about music mostly is expression. Music comes out of a musician, songwriter, where it's self-expression, and it has to do with being inspired. Music inspires like so many of us. Music is inspired. Musicians are inspired to create. Maybe it comes from the word muse. They're inspired by all sorts of things, spiritual, and there's all sorts of things. Maybe by a person or loved one, but inspiration comes and they write about it and express themselves through it and then create songs, and so we're sharing these songs and we listen, and it's very expressive and it's very human and very emotional, so sometimes, music can be like super soothing, or music can like make us super happy, and it can make us super sad. We can cry from listening to music, or we can be, it can make us just super happy. Music helps us through pain. The blues, my goodness. And it takes us away. So this is another element is escapism. If we're talking about, Neptune and Pisces, escapism is another part of that. And so, music can take us away. We can get lost in it. It can take us somewhere else. Kind of music can, in a way, like lift us, take us from where we are, like emotionally, lift us up and put us on another plane. It's kind of like a bridge. I like to call it kind of like is it like a rainbow bridge that music can be for people. You know, we get involved with it, takes us somewhere and drops us in kind of hopefully onto a better spot. You but yeah, we can escape with music, forget about the world and stuff like that. That's escapism through music. We can escape through all sorts of things. We're talking about music specifically here, or we can be super present with music. So maybe with a song we can just be like really really engaged with this song and feeling it and feeling the emotions and feeling the emotions inside of us. Like maybe we have like an emotion and so we put on a certain song just to like match us, and so we like this is like totally vibing with me, and so we feel the emotion with the music, you know? And actually, we're probably not really like thinking about it too much, but we're feeling it, which is a very positive way of expressing, dealing with emotions, just feeling them, not thinking about them so much. But we're very present with them, so that's good. So we can escape, or we can be very present with music. Dang, it's super, super awesome. Music is super inspiring. It can be used in it can be used in religions, where you go to church or some sort of ceremony. I think back like with, like some sort of like native ceremony or something like that. Music is involved, it raises a power and an energy, and it just lifts something up in us, and there's an amazing emotional thing. Sometimes we feel like connected with spirit, with God or the divine through music. And that's another it's another element of mysticism, and we could talk about this a little bit too. It's like music comes out of nothing. It comes out of the silence, and it arrives, and we listen to it, and we are part of it, enjoy it, and then it ends and goes away, and back to silence. And it's just like life is, and it's just how the journey of the soul is. If we're talking about evolutionary astrology, so we have source, all, one, everything, and there's the soul that wants to separate from source and individuate, you know be have an ego and a body, and we feel separate, but it's an illusion. If we're talking about Neptune and Pisces, it's an illusion. It's not quite real. We're never separated from source, but this is what we go through as humans on a 3D level and with our ego and stuff. And so then we individuate, and we're ourselves human on this earth, and then we go then we desire to be closer to spirit and the divine, and then we die, and ultimately we die, and then we ultimately are returned to source. So that kind of journey is like the journey of the soul, or the evolution of the soul that we talk about with evolutionary astrology. So when we're reading charts, we deal with all of that sort of thing. We talk about that and where you're at. So another thing is music can connect us with the past. A lot of times when we hear songs, it like brings us back, like, oh man, yeah, I remember that, or or it just makes us reminds us of a memory that maybe was certain memory, sad or happy or something like that, but it brings us back, and we're like, man, I remember when I was with this person and we were doing this, and just man, it was so awesome. This song came on and stuff like that. That's great. That's really cool. You know, um, or music can be like super powerful and is more present and future. It gives us like courage, and it makes me think about like music played like to get ready for battle or something. or like war. I mean, you just remember like back in like in the 1700s or Revolutionary War, playing the drums just to get into battle, and it inspires us. Oh my! I just want to bring this up. So yeah, I grew up in South Bend, Indiana, just briefly because my dad went to school there, and so every so often we used to go to this is in Notre Dame College, so every so often we would go back and visit. And one of the greatest things, that was one of my favorite things, is when we watched the marching band before a football game, and the marching band would come and like dum 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 dum. It's like you like really feel it in your chest, and it's like, oh my God, it raises up this power. It's like it's so like priming you up for football. Ah! But I wanted to bring that up because the music was super powerful and it charged everybody there, and that's a powerful thing that music can do. It's really and really I just remember that, and I wanted to share that with you. It was part of my upbringing, my past. But so it can give us this amazing energy. You know, it's just amazing how much music has an impact on us and how we use it. It can be inspirational for us hearing music, and it can be inspirational for us to do something. Or create something else. A lot of music is created by listening to other music. We're inspired by other music to create more music. Or maybe music. If you're not a musician, it inspires you to do something or create something. It inspires you to do something. So just like art in general, art is all of these things in general. Very human, very connecting you in some emotional way, right? Um, but we take a lot of things for granted. We take music for granted, especially if we're talking about things like streaming music, like Spotify, that sort of deal, where you we kind of feel like music is free. We listen to stuff for free, and a lot of effort's gone into making music on many levels, and just from experience, you don't get very much of a kickback from a stream. So if you got your favorite musicians and all of that, please buy a record, or give a little something here and there, because the streaming just doesn't do too much unless you're like a way higher bracket on, like you're a superstar or whatever. You can start, yeah, making some money and stuff like that. But for an indie artist, I'm talking in general, which is probably most wider sense, it's a little bit harder to bring in some supportive dough. But supporting musicians that way. Go out and see live music. It's another thing. Live music is like so powerful. I know power is my word. And it can talk, if we're talking about me directly, uh, I have Pluto and Venus conjunct in my chart, so that is very much artistic, um, powerful. It says love, power, and arts, and how it can go deeper than that. It's a lot more, but I'm just saying, like, powerful is my word. I like saying it. So yeah, going to see a show, seeing a live performance, you see a musician giving expressing themselves, and you feel that sort of energy and that power, and it makes you feel good, or you feel the emotion of the song and it makes you feel sad, or whatever, or it charges you up. All sorts of emotions come out of music, and it's just so beautiful. So put on your favorite music, go out and see some live music, and feel that humanness happening. You know, music can bring us together. It can make you feel like part of a community or some sort. Or you feel connected with these people that that listen to the same music. Feel like you're a part of something. Or you listen to it in your headphones at home, and it's just personal. This emotion, you're just feeling it. It's just, you listen to it by yourself. and you get that something special from it, and it's inner, you know. So there's all sorts of ways that that music works in our lives. So think about it. Think about how grateful music is for you personally, and put on your favorite tunes. Listen to an album in its entirety. I love that, you know. And your favorite stuff. Feel it, live it, love it. All right, that's all I got. Peace. Have a good journey. Thank you.